Reading is one of the most essential skills, along with the three other skills, which are writing, listening, and speaking. One of the common mistakes that I've observed with students is when they're reading without comprehending, that is, without understanding the meaning of what they're reading. They merely read words for the sake of it, but do not understand the meaning of the passages that they read along. Reading is an important skill to develop because it has a lot of benefits. It helps you to understand grammar, to understand sentence structures, along with developing your vocabulary. In today's video, we are going to look at 7 smart strategies that we can apply while we're reading in English, which will help us to improve our reading skills. These 7 tips or strategies can be applied by you while reading every day. At the end of this video, I'm myself going to read a passage in front of you and I'm going to tell you how to read a passage. So do watch this video till the end. Now let's get going. The first tip on your journey to reading in English fluently is to choose the right book or the right novel or the right magazine or newspaper when you're reading. Imagine you're a beginner and you pick up Economic Times to read. This is a difficult newspaper to read because it has a lot of new words every day and the passages in it are also long. So you might get drained after a point of time and you might lose interest if something seems to be too difficult for you. Hence, if you're a beginner, I would advise you to choose books that are easy and fun to read. And hence, the important thing is to gauge what your level of English is. If you're an advanced English learner and you love reading, then you should not pick up simple books with simple small sentences. You should go for some complex novels that have lots of twists and turns and a lot of new vocabulary to learn. Also, my personal suggestion is to read books that interest you, to read columns or articles in a newspaper that interest you. For example, when I read newspapers, I hate politics and hence I do not generally read a lot in depth on those pages, although I skim through the headlines. So I generally love to read the editorials and hence I go to the editorials page and read a lot of articles there. So when something interests you, you end up doing a lot of it. And hence when I'm interested in editorials, I generally end up reading all of them. Now that we've chosen the book that we are going to read or the newspaper that we are going to pick up, another tip for you is to set time aside for reading every day. In today's digital world, setting time specially for reading has become very important. Because if you think that you will read articles in your mobile phone and if you have a lot of notifications on, you will get distracted a lot of times. And hence, my personal suggestion is to keep your phone aside, keep it on silent, turn off all the notifications and come and read a book. You can set aside say 15 minutes or 20 minutes every day when you're not going to get distracted by anything and the only thing that you focus on is reading. If you're a student who wants to improve reading skills and maybe you're appearing for some exams like TOEFL or IELTS and your focus is on reading because maybe that's your weak area, then this tip is really important for you. Keeping your phone aside, finding a place that is quiet and there are no distractions there. Also, the lights should be bright when you're reading something so that your eyes do not get strained over a long period of time. You can also sit with a book and a pen so that you can note down the important vocabulary that you want to learn. Also, when you're sitting aside to read, get everything that you will need while you're reading. It could be a pen and a paper, it could be a dictionary or a bottle of water. Third important tip while reading is to read out loud. Now, if you're traveling, that won't be an option. But if you're setting time aside for reading every day, and if your focus is on reading skills, say you're appearing for an exam, then I would highly recommend you to read everything out loudly because that helps you to improve your pronunciation. If you come across new words, it's better to fumble while reading them loudly and then go and check a dictionary for the correct pronunciation rather than reading those words in your mind and forgetting how to pronounce them. The next important tip while reading is to summarize after you've read something. If you've read some passages in a book, then you could summarize them by writing about it in your notes. Or you could summarize them by telling about that story to a friend of yours. Or simply by stating everything in your mind again. Summarizing helps you to remember things for a long time. You could also try image training, where after you've read some part of the novel, you could just picturize whatever you have read, the different characters in it, and the story that has unfolded till now. Just make some images of it in your mind or a video of it in your mind, and I'm sure you will remember it in the longer run. The next important tip is to focus on the context and not on the words. You are for sure going to come across new words while you're going to read. And that does not mean that you open up your dictionary every single time you come across a word, because that will hamper the flow of your reading. What is important is to understand the overall meaning of the passage, to get an idea about what is being said rather than focusing on singular words. A lot of times we can understand the meaning of a word by understanding the words around it, by understanding the sentence in general. And that is what you should focus on when you're reading. Of course, if some words are beautiful and you want to make them a part of your vocabulary, you could simply mark them with a pencil and go to the dictionary at the end of your reading process so that you don't hamper your flow. The flow is really important when you're reading something, and hence focus on the context. The next tip is to be an active reader and not a passive one. Now, what do I mean when I'm saying active? Active means you use the new words that you learn in your daily conversation. If you've marked some new phrases while reading, after you're done reading, find out the meanings of these phrases, write these phrases down in an Excel sheet or maybe in a book that you've made, and start using them in your daily conversation or while messaging people. So that means being active. So in simple words, do something with the new words or the new phrases that you learn and bring them in your daily conversation. Last important tip is to not stop reading when you come across a difficult word or a phrase. It may be difficult for you to understand the meaning of that word while reading, and hence complete reading that particular sentence and also read some sentences after that. Maybe you will understand from the context what that word means. So do not hamper the flow of your reading. Keep going, keep reading. Maybe you can mark the word with a pencil, and after you've finished reading, go back to a dictionary and check the meaning of it and then try to connect the dots. Now let's move on to our reading practice. I've picked up this book for you. Who Will Cry When You Die by Robin Sharma. This is a great book to read because it's easy to read and has 101 chapters in it, which are short, just 2 or 3 page chapters. So if you open any page of the book, you will come across some new chapter that you can start reading. I'm going to pick up this chapter, which is See Your Troubles as Blessings, and we are going to read this one now. I've attached the image of the first page here, and now I'm going to read for you. Now if you observe, I have marked slashes with a pencil. These are the points where I'm going to pause. Pauses are really important when you're speaking or even when you're reading and you want to improve your reading skills. So when you pause, it gives you time to understand whatever you have read, and it also helps you to breathe. So now let's get going. During the life leadership seminars I give, I often ask the participants this question. Who would agree with me that we learn the most from our most difficult experiences? Inevitably, nearly every hand in the room goes up. Given this, I often wonder why we, as human beings, spend so much of our lives focusing on the negative aspects of our most difficult experiences, rather than seeing them for what they truly are, our greatest teachers. You would not have the wisdom and knowledge you now possess were it not for the setbacks you've faced, the mistakes you've made, and the suffering you've endured. Once and for all, come to realize that pain is a teacher and failure is the highway to success. You cannot learn how to play the guitar without hitting a few wrong notes. And you will never learn how to sail if you're not willing to tie the boat over a few times. Oh, I read it wrong, because I didn't understand the meaning of it, and hence I realized that I read it wrong. So it's that you cannot learn how to play the guitar without hitting a few wrong notes, and you will never learn how to sail if you're not willing to tip the boat over a few times. Begin to see your troubles as blessings. Resolve to transform your stumbling blocks into stepping stones, and vow to turn your wounds into wisdom. Like most people, I've encountered my own share of pain as I've advanced along the path of life. But I always try to remind myself that our character is shaped not through life's easiest experiences, but during life's toughest ones. It is during life's most trying times that we discover who we really are and the fullness of the strength that lies within us. If you're currently experiencing challenges of your own, I respectfully offer the following words of Rainer Maria Rilke, which have helped me greatly when life throws one of its curves my way. Have patience with everything that remains unsolved in your heart. Try to love the questions themselves, like locked rooms and like books written in a foreign language. Do not now look for the answers. They cannot now be given to you because you could not live them. It is a question of experiencing everything. At present, you need to live the question. Perhaps you will gradually, without even noticing it, find yourself experiencing the answer some distant day. Guys, I hope you enjoyed reading this one small chapter from Robin Sharma's book. If you've liked this reading practice and if you want me to make more videos of me reading a book for you, then do let me know in the comments below. I'll pick up a book that I have at home and I'll read it for you in my YouTube video. Also, don't forget to like this video and share it with your family and friends. Also, subscribe to my channel. Until I see you next. Bye.